During road design and construction, the safety of both motorcycle and scooter riders needs to be considered and potential hazards minimised. It's important that the road surface provides adequate grip and is free from defects. There need to be clear sight lines for riders on curves, corners and on intersections, including roundabouts. Roadsides should have adequate clear zones that are as free as practical from potential hazards if a rider does run off the road. Careful thought should be put into the type of signage, poles and other roadside furniture used, especially on the outside of curves. Road shoulders should be designed for a safe recovery in the event of a motorcycle leaving the road, and adequate lighting should be provided at all roundabouts and intersections.
Good road design takes in the need of all road users, including vulnerable users like motorcycle riders. At the design stage, lots of things need to be considered, like roadside fixtures that might reduce the view of an approaching motorcycle. Poles, guardrails, even trees are very important. How close they are to the edge of the road, whether or not they present a hazard.
Visual cues are very important for motorcycle riders. Things like edge lines that delineate the direction of the curve and how tight the radius might be. These cues help riders decide where they're going to position their motorcycle on the approach to the bend in order to see through it. Guideposts help riders delineate curves and let them know how close they are to the edge of the bitumen. A gravel side road meeting a bitumen road often collects gravel, and quite often these bell mouths are on bends. In that case, if a rider comes around a bend to a section of road with gravel scattered across it, they're already leaning over. The difficulty then is how to avoid the gravel. Sometimes there's no time. Let's have a look from the rider's perspective. Some examples of design and construction that has not taken into account the needs of riders, and some simple solutions. Here, boulders have been used as landscaping right up to the edge of the road, seriously reducing the runoff recovery area for riders and other road users. This is how it should be done. There should be a wide, clear zone, especially on the outside of bends. This fencing has been placed too close to the edge of the road, and as a rider leans over to the corner, they become very close. Here, the fencing provides better clearance from the travelled path of a motorcycle. This power pole is positioned right on the edge of this roundabout. It's a real hazard if a rider loses control while cornering. Power poles should always be sited as far from the curb as possible, especially on the outside of bends. Use of high gutters is a danger to riders turning because they can catch a foot or foot peg on the gutter if they become too close while looking for traffic. Ideally, there should be no protrusions from the surface of the road that might create this kind of problem for motorcyclists. Here, the rider has to avoid a van doing a U-turn, and so comes very close to the unsealed road shoulder. Had the rider been forced to leave the paved surface, he could lose control. Sealed road shoulders should be a priority along high-volume motorcycle routes, especially on curves and around intersections. These paving bricks offer an extremely uneven road surface and lead to a reduction in traction and braking power. Such treatments might look attractive, but they're dangerous for motorcycle riders. This bridge joint placed on a corner presents a problem for riders. Note how the unexpected bump unsettles the bike and causes the rider to veer towards the centre of the road. Road designers should attempt to avoid siting intersections and bends where bridge joints are present. These rumble strips have been installed on a corner to act as a warning to drivers to slow down. But for a rider, they can be a surprise, leading them to bringing the bike upright and potentially drifting into oncoming traffic. The use of rumble strips must be well signed, so motorcyclists have plenty of warning about what's ahead and what they can expect. This roundabout has vegetation that restricts the view of drivers and could easily prevent them seeing an approaching motorcycle or scooter. The driver of the red car would find it very difficult to see the approaching rider. We all want nicely landscaped roundabouts and verges, but that can be done while keeping the needs of motorcyclists in mind.
Most of these issues can easily be addressed and don't require extra funding. Mostly it's a matter of common sense and keeping the needs of the motorcycle riders in mind. Thinking about the camber of the road, using of anti-skid paint on the line marking, the type of curbing, the placement of poles and furniture, exits where motorcyclists may come down, and clear sight lines. If these issues are addressed at the design stage, they're pretty simple problems to rectify.